The scenes of destruction are visible all over West Alabama and other parts of the state as well.
That's right. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is in our state to coordinate disaster relief. Carl Sherrill with FEMA is in our studio with an update on the efforts. Mr. Sherrill, we know you are so busy, so we appreciate you spending some time with us. We heard Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox talk a little bit about what FEMA is doing. We see all these different organizations in the community helping with recovery efforts. What specifically does FEMA do?
Well, let me explain just a little bit about that. Actually, I work for the U.S. Small Business Administration, and we are one of those federal resources that you heard the President talk about and the FEMA Administrator talk about that are here. FEMA is the lead agency, so they are going to coordinate all of the resources available to the citizens here for their recovery. Now, one of the important things for anyone to do that was affected by this storm is to take that first step. I know that there have been other considerations up until this time, but now is the time for anyone that was affected to take about 20 minutes, get to a phone, and make a phone call to 1-800-621-FEMA or 1-800-621-3362. That registration will set in motion all of the other assistance that may be available to someone.
And you are with specifically the Small Business Administration. What will you all be doing with small businesses?
Well, this we will be providing assistance to small businesses, but we also, in this situation, the Small Business Administration is authorized to offer assistance to individuals. As a matter of fact, it wouldn't surprise me by the time we finish this up some weeks down the road that 80 or 90% of the funds that we provide to people are going to be going to individuals versus businesses.
Earlier today, I was out in the field and I had the opportunity to speak to survivors of this storm. And one of them asked me a question and said, I have no insurance, I'm disabled, I don't know where I'm even going to begin. And what would you tell someone in that situation?
I would tell them that you begin by picking up the phone and calling 1-800-621-3362. I know that this is a dark day, has been a dark days for folks here in Tuscaloosa and Alabama. But now we will start to move beyond that and move to the recovery, where we will be focused on what is going to happen down the road. How am I going to recover? And by picking up the phone, spending that 20 minutes, that will start the ball rolling to everything else. Let me talk a little bit about what SBA does here. What we provide is we provide long-term, low-interest loans directly from the U.S. Treasury for people that have been affected and don't have other resources to recover. It's important that once you make that phone call to FEMA, that is automatically going to trigger some possible assistance from the U.S. Small Business Administration. And remember, I said that that assistance is going to be available to individuals as well as businesses and nonprofit organizations. There were many churches that I've seen that have been affected by this. So nonprofit organizations will be also included. If you receive an application from SBA in the mail after you have done your FEMA registration, it's important that you fill that out because that's your gateway to possible further federal assistance, even for possible further grants. People at this stage, I'm sure, are thinking, you know, how in the world could I ever repay a loan? This man from the federal government is offering to make me a loan. How could I ever do that? But by completing that application, there may be further grant funds available to you from FEMA as well as assistance from other sources that you may never get if you do not take that second step and complete the SBA application.
All right, and Mr. Sherrill, for someone with you all being in the community, let's say someone out there makes that phone call, but maybe they don't have a place anymore to get mail. Will they be arranged to get with someone in the community?
We can work all of that out.
Okay.
We can work all of that out. Whenever they make that phone call, there are 3 pieces of information that they need. they need their driver's license. That enables the FEMA inspector to identify and verify that the person that's making the phone call whenever they go to the residence is actually the person. They also, we talked about many of these people have been dislocated, so we need some place to get in touch with them. So they need to provide that to us. The second thing that we need is if they had insurance, we'd like to get the number of that insurance policy and who that's with. And then finally, the third thing that we need is the routing number and the number of their bank account, so that when funds are available to them, we'll know where to deposit those funds.
All right. Carl Sherrill with the Small Business Administration with FEMA, we appreciate you being with us. We're going to give that phone number one more time that you shared with us, 1-800-621-3362, and that is the way for you to start the process to get in touch. Again, that's on your screen, 1-800-621-3362. If you're not sure where to start, that is a good place. So thank you, Mr. Sherrill, for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.